Damit begrüße ich jetzt auch die Leute auf YouTube dazu. Wir setzen das Spiel fort.
So, we're looking for more evidence?
No, I was just thinking we could take another look. You know, just in case.
Okay, sure. But...
Don't even ask, Marty.
You're really becoming sentimental.
One more word and I swear I'm...
Yep, I'm gonna shut it.
So. Ja, wir sind ja jetzt im Finale.
Well, they couldn't even manage to scrape it off.
Useless pincushions.
They're always half-assed, Sonny. You drive me crazy.
Leave them be. Your record is perfect. You've been on the force for 15 years. Almost 10 of that with me.
That's why I deserve a medal.
Get out. Wind down. Resign. Become... let's see. Anything.
Yeah, if you only knew how much I've thought about that. But I'm simply not good at anything else. Either I'm a gangster or a cop. I've got too much of a backbone to be a gangster.
Also to be a cop, Marty.
Sehr gut. Ich will mir die Orte nochmal
You
ansehen,
don't
bevor wir
wanna
das
go in
Finale
there
machen.
just like that. It's a closed crime scene.
I hope you're just messing with me, Marty.
Of course I'm messing with you. Let's get inside there and see how much the boys have messed up the place.
Sehr
You know,
gut.
Sonny, when we entered the room and saw the girl,
Deborah.
yeah, her body, I called you every name in the book inside my head. I just had enough, you know? I wanted to quit.
What kept you with me? Was it just curiosity?
No. I just wanted to see your downfall, boss. I wanted to be there when you met your end, get humiliated or even shot.
Wow. Well, thanks for your honesty, Marty.
But then everything changed on the ship.
On the ship? Why there?
I don't know. Being tied up with you, waiting for certain death. I know I lashed out at you, but in truth, I felt there was no place I'd rather be. It was my place on that fucking burning ship with you, even if we both died there. Know what I mean?
I think I do, Marty. I think I do.
Okay, wir haben neue
I guess
Informationen
there's
gekriegt.
nowhere to go but forward, huh?
Nothing left to do but kill a rat. As the chicken police.
For the last time?
For the last clucking time, partner.
Swear?
I swear.
All right. Let's hit the road.
Nicht zum letzten Mal. Ich meine, wir müssen das doch nochmal. Schatten der Vergangenheit. Da gibt es sogar ein Achievement für.
The phone's dead.
Okay. Ah, das ist der Ausgang. Steht auch nur Ausgang dran. Könnte man auch lesen, aber das machen wir nicht. Wir sind die Chicken Police.
Natasha became even more mysterious with every detail we learned about her.
You fell for her hard, huh?
It's nothing like that, Marty. I only met her one time. It just makes me crazy if I can't solve something. And she's something I just can't solve.
Maybe you have to accept this one, Boss Bird. That woman's out of your league. From a different world entirely.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Human, huh? My partner loves these weird things.
You're who?
I got a new partner when you left.
When Blood Boil fired me.
Sure, when you were fired. His name is Melvin, a little greenhorn of an otter.
And where exactly is he?
I have no idea. We worked together for one day, then I told everyone I wasn't gonna work with anyone but you.
But you hated me.
Yeah. I was even a little afraid they'd call you back. But Blood Boil got it, so he let me work alone.
That feels strangely comforting.
Sehr gut. Auch wenn ich einen Otter gerne gesehen hätte.
Nice.
Yeah, it really is.
So, dann haben wir hier alles. Wie gesagt, ich will alle Gebiete nochmal genau angucken, bevor wir das große Finale holen. Wie es scheint, hat sich Marty all die Zeit nur dumm gestellt, um erleben zu können, wie der mächtige Santino Favaland zu Fall kommt. Ehrlich gesagt kann ich ihn verstehen und ich glaube, ich hätte es auch verdient. Ich frage mich, wer er ist. Ich meine, einen Platz haben wir noch frei. Vielleicht kriegen wir da Sonny selber. Ich glaube inzwischen nicht mehr, dass wir Dings noch kriegen. Dass wir die Freundin von ihm zu sehen kriegen.
Sonny, few places are as cozy as the hop dog at dawn.
You have a point.
The silence, the fog, the sunshine slowly devouring the sleeping city.
The smell.
Yeah, the Cobbler district has its own distinctive aroma, that's for sure. But wait, do you smell that?
Ah, it seems Zip is ready with the first batch of coffee.
That's waiting only for us, my friend.
Ich glaube nicht, dass das auf uns wartet. Oh, die Kakerlake ist weg.
Roachtown's stirring.
Thank the gods we're not going to be here when it's fully awake.
I think the buzzing of the hive has its own charm, you know?
Yeah, from afar, on a postcard maybe. But for real? Oh, thanks but no thanks.
Ich glaube, auch da wohnen wollte ich nicht, aber die werden auch ziemlich unfair behandelt.
It seems so peaceful now, huh? Like a sleeping big cat. Peaceful now, but when it wakes, you're done.
You mean Laura, don't you?
Yeah. I admit I miss her, but I'm also a little afraid to go home to her.
I'm not surprised, since she hasn't heard from you in days. She's gonna pluck you, Marty.
Yeah.
Warum klingt er darüber so glücklich? Aber okay. Das bedeutet, es ist eine Katze, seine Freundin.
Does it still work?
Who knows? Maybe Zip's keeping it for decoration, or living in it.
I can easily imagine. Poor bastard. Hello, Big Boss.
Hail to thee, O father of all syrups.
Werden jetzt noch mal ein bisschen nostalgisch vorher.
Ah, old Zip's finally come to his senses.
I think we may have got to him.
We get to everybody, Boss Bird. Everybody. Well, he's out. He's brave indeed. Or an idiot.
They're often the same, Marty, and you should know.
Ja, da stimme ich zu. So, was haben wir denn?
Why don't you hire a cook, Zip? Or at least a dishwasher? I know just the guy. Strapping young lad, got quite a big mouth, but he's not that bad, though he does smell like chicken.
Don't you mean that Marty guy? I heard horrible things about him.
They say he names all his guns.
Well, he's a flop with chicks.
Hits first, asks later.
Yeah, a real chicken shit.
Hey, I'm right here.
We know, Marty. That's why it's fun.
Blow me, both of you.
Schön, dass sie immerhin noch Witze über Marty machen. Ja, die Jukebox funktioniert noch.
Hey, Zip, listen here. This coffee, it's 2 days old.
And?
Nothing.
Ich finde es aber schön, dass es ständig neue Dialoge gibt.
I had such a feeling.
I'm gonna try the food here one day.
Now you have to die of something, right?
Oh, it can't be that bad. Though, I'm sure old Zip's not making it out of premium faux meat.
You have such a delicate way of putting things. You can be glad if he's not serving you one of your relatives.
You're right about that.
Let's say hi to the old trash panda.
You mean a last goodbye, right?
Ja, wahrscheinlich wird das darauf hinauslaufen. Ich glaube nicht, dass wir beide da lebendig rauskommen.
Hello, Zip. I see they kicked you out.
You know, Sonny. They told me I could stay in there for 48 hours if I wanted.
Well, maybe you should have done that.
That's the Zip we know and love.
Thanks, Marty. So, why are you here?
One last coffee before the end.
Are you going to get him?
We don't have a choice, Zip. We're grabbing the rat by the tail. No screwing around. No playing it nice.
Ah, I see Ibben's really got to you.
Just Sonny. I'm like this all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
So. Dann sind wir hier jetzt auch fertig. Gehen wir nochmal bei Onkel Mullen vorbei.
Anything else to ask the old beaver? This is the last chance.
Hey, don't steal my style.
Just learning from the best.
Let me give you some advice. Don't. Since when do you drive a wonder machine like that, old beaver?
No, that's not mine. My son left it to me for safekeeping while he's working abroad.
The cubs still visit home often, then.
They're good kids. They come to visit me several times a year, and if they're not here, I still have you boys. Am I right?
You're fortunate indeed, Uncle Mullen.
Sure I am.
It's still not too late for us, you know? I'll grab Laura, and we'll all just get out of the city.
Wouldn't it be great?
You could finally take me to Averia like you promised.
I never promised that, but yeah, it would be great.
So, we're gonna get ourselves shot to pieces already, or what?
Hell yeah.
Oh Gott. Also, wenn er das überlebt, dann wird Laura ihn wahrscheinlich fertig
You
machen.
know, if we survive this, we might need a couple of good lawyers.
You could be right about that, Marty. Who do you think will sue us first? Wessler or the PD?
My bet's on good old Blood Boil.
I'll take it.
Ich verabschiede mich gerade so ziemlich von allem, weil wir davon ausgehen, dass wir von der nächsten Mission nicht zurückkommen. Und das Spiel hat uns auch schon gewarnt.
Yeah, I can already see us on the next front page.
Or maybe in the obituaries.
Ah, you cranky, croaking old crow. Oh, look what I found.
Furry gods. Another chicken police story.
And one of my favorites, too. Meredith outdid herself when she wrote this one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
You know, Sonny, you could read one day. They're not as bad as you think.
If it's about me, and you, then I want none of it, thanks. Reality's more than enough. And good old Mullen is still on duty.
Eternal, like the Knights of Clawville.
And the pain in my back.
Oh, wir können ihn tatsächlich noch befragen. Dann lohnt sich das erst recht.
Sun's not even up yet, and you're already open?
You know what's my secret, sonny boy?
What?
I never close.
That clever.
How can I help you, lads? I see you're gone somewhere.
Well, Sonny's going to die. I'm just wrapping up a delicate case.
So, you'll be off to the Westler residency then?
You're sharp, old beaver.
Well, me dear lads, I'm glad I got to know you.
Hey, don't you start too.
That I'm just kidding.
So, dann holen wir uns mal die
Does
Informationen.
the name Albert mean anything to you?
I know multiple Alberts, sonny. Which one do you mean?
Albert Wessler.
I see you're in a funny mood, sonny boy.
I'm not joking, Mullen, but I'm surprised there's something I know and you don't.
And who is this Albert anyway? Ibn Wessler's hidden son, maybe?
Even better, my friend. His secret twin brother.
Oh, you've walked into trouble there.
I was hoping you could tell me something useful about him.
I can, sonny boy. Avoid him. Avoid the whole Wessler family. Those who happen upon secrets that deep sink without a trace.
Well, I used to be a professional swimmer. Didn't you know?
No, I didn't.
I lied.
Ich habe fast befürchtet, dass er gelogen hat und kein Schwimmer ist. Im Gegenteil, ich glaube Sonny, okay, er ist aus dem brennenden Ding gekommen, er kann schwimmen, aber wahrscheinlich nicht besonders gut.
What do you know about that asylum? What's it called?
Since there's only one of those around Clawville, I know which one you mean, sonny. It's an ancient mansion, easily around 100 years old for sure. Or more. Well, what do you want to know about it anyway?
We actually just got out of there.
That explains everything.
Seriously, what do you know about it?
The place is self-sufficient in theory, but in reality, the Crown maintains it. No one knows the exact reason why, but according to gossip, they used to keep someone in there. Someone who was either part of the royal family or just very close to the fire. But who knows? Maybe it's just a legend.
Well, they say we're legends too, and we're standing right in front of you. Am I right?
What can I say then? This whole city is full of legends.
This Albert, he had to paint a picture of Natasha at his brother's request.
Let me guess. He fell in love with her.
Yeah, classic, huh? Then he killed his brother and took his place.
Yeah, well, that's a classic too. So, you're telling me who goes by Ibn Wessler is not really Ibn Wessler?
Exactly. He's Albert, a dangerous lunatic with multiple personality disorder.
Ha ha, lads, I guess that Miss Marble's going to write another one of those novels about this.
You mean Meredith? Oh, that's just what we need.
Once you sold your soul, it's too late to cry about it, sonny boy.
That's what I keep telling him.
Finde ich schön, dass Meredith, die Miss Marple, hier genannt wird. Ja, Miss Marple ist auch uralt. Würde mich mal interessieren, kennen meine Zuschauer die alten Miss Marple Sachen noch? Zumindest die etwas jüngeren. Ich kenne tatsächlich die Schwarz-Weiß Sachen noch. Man glaubt das immer nicht, weil die waren schon alt, als ich klein war. Aber tatsächlich kenne ich die noch. Und ich habe sie zumindest, ich habe die auch jetzt schon, lass es 14 Jahre sein, nicht mehr gesehen, aber ich mochte sie damals.
Do you know Dr. Quetzal?
Do you mean Professor Quetzalcoatlus? Yeah, now you laugh at this, but we went to university together.
You did what?
Do I not look the type to you?
No, well, I didn't mean that. I just didn't know you went to university.
I studied psychology, Sonny, only I forgot to graduate. That's when my father died.
So that's why you know the animals so well.
No, I know them well because I have a newspaper stand and I talk to hundreds of animals each day. And I listen to the everyday problems of almost all of them. There's no better lesson in animal studies.
You surprise me every time, old beaver. And what do you know about him? Can he be trusted?
You're afraid he screwed you? He looks like a terribly dishonest snake, but don't let your prejudices overshadow what your wattle tells you. Quetzal's one of the kindest-hearted and most honest animals I've ever known.
That's good to know, Uncle Mullen. Or rather, Professor Mullen.
Hey, don't get cocky with me, little chickie.
Er ist ja kein Professor, er hat ja nie bestanden, also ist er wohl auch kein Doktor. Lumi, das ist noch älter als Mord ist ihr Hobby. Mord ist ihr Hobby, gut, wenn ich jetzt sage, ist nicht so alt, stimmt auch wieder nicht. Weil ich habe Mord ist ihr Hobby sehr gerne geguckt früher. Aber es ist halt. Seien wir mal ehrlich, das ist auch schon lange her. Dementsprechend, ja. Glückwunsch, wir sind alle alt. Am Mord ist ihr Hobby habe ich auch gemacht. Und Miss Marple hast du nie gesehen.
What do you know about the Wessler Mansion, Uncle Mullen?
That if you're about to go there, bring a tank with you. Or two.
Dangerous, you mean?
Dangerous? It's a fortress, so it is. Giant walls, watchtowers, and of course, Wessler's hired thugs are waiting for you there.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's a beautiful place, I must admit. At least you'll kick the bucket with mouths hanging open in wonder.
That's something.
Good attitude, my lad. Keep it.
Bist kein Schwarz-Weiß-Fan. Muss man auch nicht sein, finde ich. Also ich mag Schwarz-Weiß-Sachen jetzt auch nicht so gerne. Aber es hängt halt immer davon ab, was es ist, ne? Und das ist tatsächlich sehr gut gemacht. So. Entdecker, besuche alle beschränkten Orte. Achievement. Sehr
All
gut.
this marvelous stuff, huh? Closing sale at the charlatan's shop.
I wasn't asking for your opinion, you croaking crow.
Hey, oh, careful with the racist remarks, will ya?
Ah, Vice has arrived, I see.
Ah, clucking monkey.
What'd you say, Martin?
I said I'm clunky.
I remember how beautifully you played, Ursula.
Come on, Sonny. You're making me blush. It was a long time ago.
I want to know the details.
Ursula used to play the piano at a place called the Coconut Cauldron every weekend. It was a lovely place.
She was a lovely little thing, too.
Yeah, you said it, Doc.
Oh, boys, enough.
Und Lumi, wir sind ja hier auch in der Schwarz-Weiß-Welt. Das darf man auch nicht vergessen.
It's almost impossible to think of you as a real doctor, old bird.
According to rumor, that is.
Believe it or not, I had a great future ahead of me. But the world simply wasn't ready for my genius.
Well, it probably never will be.
Ooh. How are your secret experiments coming on, Doc?
That's why they call them secret.
I see.
How's it going, Papa Bubo?
Very well, thank you. I've lost a bit of weight recently because of my death, you know.
Ah, I see. Sorry to hear that. Get well soon, Papa.
Thanks, son.
Find's schön, wie sie, wie sie auch in der letzten Situation nochmal schön blöde Sprüche haben. Wolf ist so alt, als er jung war, war die Farbe noch nicht erfunden. Das stimmt. Deswegen mag ich ja auch sowas wie Schlösser in Schwarz-Weiß. So, Ursula und Bubo können wir noch reden mit.
Sometimes I think about what a hot and popular gal Ursula used to be. No hard feelings?
What can I say, boys? I have a big, soft heart.
You sure do, Ursula.
Would you like a nice hot cup of tea?
No thanks, we just came to say goodbye.
Why? You going somewhere? Traveling?
No, we're just visiting a nice place in the city.
Sonny's gonna die.
Shut up, Marty.
So it's a case. Well, be careful, boys. And I'm sorry I snapped at you the last time.
You don't need to say that, Ursula. We deserved it.
You're a good boy, Sonny. And Marty's a downright saint.
Oh, come on, Ursula, stop that.
Ich glaube, sie kennt sie nicht so gut. Und Nox übrigens, schön, dass du da bist. Gibt's ein Game zu der Wichser? Nee, gibt's tatsächlich nicht. Sollte man vielleicht mal dem Kalkove schreiben, dass ich gerne ein Spiel dazu hätte. Oder eins entwickeln könnte. Ich suche noch ein Projekt für meine Bachelorarbeit. Brauche bloß einen Professor, der es mir bewertet. Dann mache ich das. Die Welt ist wieder im Lot. Ursula ist wieder da. Und Bubo ist noch unerträglicher, ist immer noch ein unerträglicher mürrischer Uhu. Das Gleichgewicht des Universums ist wiederhergestellt. Wie es scheint, hat Ursula wieder den Weg zu Bubo zurückgefunden. Was soll ich dazu sagen? Liebe kann eine mörderische Bestie sein.
Memories, huh?
I remember every day. Mostly because I've had a limp ever since.
Next time, tell your partner not to shoot you with a shotgun.
Well, that's very good advice, Bubo. Thanks. I wish I'd heard it before. The old owl looks a bit tired.
Us too. I'm not sure I dare look in the mirror right now.
Don't do it, Marty.
Sollte man nicht. Ich meide meinen Spiegel auch.
Hey, Bubo.
Hello, old man.
Schläft er? Er schläft.
Is he asleep?
But his eyes are open.
Bobo!
Hey, what is it? I wasn't sleeping.
You were something.
What the hell are you doing here, chickens?
Sonny wanted to say hi before he suffers an unpleasant death of lead poisoning later tonight.
Would you shut the clock up, Marty? You're not funny.
I am a little bit.
You're going to Wessler's, huh?
Bingo. We're gonna put an end to this madness.
Ooh. Or you're stirring up an even bigger madness, am I right?
Well, that's always a possibility.
Get yourself killed for all I care, but don't come here covered in blood, because I'm not gonna open the door for you, I swear.
Oh, thanks for the support, old fart.
Don't mention it, you old gizzard.
Wir haben eine sehr interessante Beziehung zu allen Leuten. Übrigens, also Hutz hat geschrieben, der hat das alles gesehen und kennt er dank seiner Mutti, die liebt sowas. Und dann gibt es auch noch Edgar Wallace. Wallace schreibt man übrigens nach dem Doppel-L A-C-E. Kein S. Und ja, zwischen das L und das E muss noch ein AC quetschen. Ja, die gibt's auch. Die sind aber teilweise, also die sind grenzwertig. Muss ich wirklich sagen. Also Edgar Wallace Filme, es gibt ein paar, die sind ganz gut, aber gerade so die späteren Sachen sind einfach, nicht mehr so. Und Edgar Wallace ist ein Produkt seiner Zeit. Sagen wir es mal so. Ich weiß, damit mache ich jetzt, damit mache ich mir jetzt Feinde, aber Edgar Wallace Filme sind aus heutiger Sicht betrachtet leider nicht so gut, wie man sie sich vorgestellt hat. Und es gab noch eine Serie mit Dick Van Dyke. Wie hieß die doch gleich? Das weiß ich nicht tatsächlich. Keine Ahnung. Es gibt ein Java-basiertes Mobile-Game. Ehrlich? Vielleicht habe ich das geschrieben und ich weiß es einfach nicht. Könnte man sich ja mal überlegen. So, wir haben alles. Das heißt, wir gehen jetzt zum Hotel Atlantis.
Should I say it?
I know, Sonny. I can still get out.
But you won't.
On the beak.
Thanks, pal.
Forget about it. I'd be bored to death otherwise.
Dieser Diagnose Mord habe ich, glaube ich, nicht gesehen.
What was the last book you read, Sonny?
Something by Herringway, if I remember correctly.
Wow, really?
No.
Oh.
Diagnose Mord. Das hat Lumi 4 Nachrichten über dir geschrieben. Also, und ich habe es gerade noch gesagt. Also, Diagnose Mord habe ich nicht gesehen, tatsächlich. Von 2004 für Nokia. Ich glaube, das solltest du neu schreiben. Ja, ich frage an. Ich frage an, ob der Kalkofe Interesse hat. Ich mach das. Das Problem ist halt, ich bin auch noch so jemand, ich würde das echt anfragen. Kennt noch jemand die Serie Quincy? Natürlich. Mit dem Gerichtsmediziner. Kenn ich. Habe ich früher auch gerne geguckt. Oder Simon and Simon. Lief ja damals auch. Wenn wir schon bei den ganz alten Krimis sind. Was mit einer alten Dame? Meinst du jetzt Mord ist ja Hobby, was wir schon hatten? Oder meinst du was mit einer anderen? Oder Miss Marple? Oder meinst du noch eine andere alte Dame? Nicht das Schwarz-Weiße. Oder war das Gleiche? Auf was jetzt bezogen? Also Mord ist ja Hobby ist nicht Miss Marple. Mord ist ja Hobby ist mit Angela Lansbury. Gut, aber wir machen hier mal weiter, bevor wir uns zu sehr in Krimis
119 days left, Marty, and I'm out of here. As soon as I get my discharge papers, I'm leaving for the wilderness on the first flight.
You know, I envy you a little.
It's not going to be the real thing. Not on my own.
Why don't you take Natasha with you?
Huh. What are you even talking about?
Come on, Sonny. Cut the act. Abandon hope, all ye who enter here.
Very funny.
Funny because it's true. Buddy, you really need a secretary. I'm sure Lewis would do it. I'd love to see him in a fancy little skirt.
On, but at least you finally managed to remember his name.
Really? Shit. I was trying to say it wrong.
Er versucht, den falschen Namen zu sagen.
I've
Dumm
had
gelaufen.
enough stimulation for today. Huh. Maybe I am really Meredith H. Marble.
Gut, da hatten wir unsere Knarre, glaube ich, her.
I can't even recognize the city in daylight.
Like a raving lunatic while asleep, right?
You know, pulling the trigger was the toughest decision of my life.
You mean when you shot me?
Yeah.
But it wasn't hard, because you thought you'd kill me.
Not at all, Sonny. I knew you'd survive. I wanted it to be a permanent injury and hurt like clucking hell. But I knew that everything would change from then on.
That something was gonna break between us?
Yeah. And that I was never gonna be the same either. With that shot, I also gunned down who I was, you know?
It really did hurt like hell.
I know.
I almost bled to death.
Almost was the goal.
And? Did you manage to forgive me since then?
Well, what hurt me wasn't what you did. I mean, of course it did, but what hurt the most was you not trusting me. That you didn't believe me.
Not until you pulled the trigger. At that moment, I knew you were right. Ah, cluck.
Yeah, cluck. All right, enough sentimental crap. We have an insane rat waiting to be put behind bars, and a woman you gotta get.
What?
Come on, Sonny. Even a blind bat can see it.
Oh well, cluck again.
Yep.
Oh. Spricht mit Marty über den Fall, der zur Trennung der Chicken Police geführt hat. Ich habe es zwar immer noch nicht verstanden, warum, aber ja. Verdammt, ohne dich hätte ich das nicht erreicht, Partner. Bestenfalls lege ich mit Betonstiefeln am Grund der Zeitläufe. Aber wirklich den Hauptgrund, also warum er ihn versucht hat umzubringen, wissen wir jetzt immer noch nicht. Also es scheint ja kein wirkliches Versehen gewesen zu sein. So. Von hier aus können wir fahren. Hier müssen wir noch die letzten Sachen angucken.
I never thought I'd ever look at this place and think of it as home.
Life's weird, isn't it? I didn't think that after what I did to you, we'd work together again.
You mean when you shot me?
You know I had my reasons, Sonny.
Yeah. Have I ever, apologized?
I don't think so.
Then let's leave it that way.
Hey, I apologize for shooting you, Boss Bird.
That's okay, Marty. It happens even to the best of friends.
I'll remember what you just said, and I'll never forget it.
Yeah? Well, don't try to take advantage of it.
Who, me? What do you think of me?
Do you remember that case with the goat?
Which one?
When that demented wolf devoured the kids of a young goat mother, and in revenge, she cut open his stomach and filled it with rocks.
Do I remember? I'll never forget it. Hell, that was a slaughterhouse. As far as I know, she even took the remains of the kids with her. But how did that come to mind?
This was that shop. The goat mother was running it. They found the dead wolf in here.
This? This one exactly? Good gods.
Yeah, before it was closed down, when there was still some life here. Not even that now, just the void.
Yeah, spooky place, that's for sure.
Still, I love to live here.
Sonny, you're creepy.
Und schön, dass Sie hier das Märchen nochmal mit reingebracht haben. Und schön, dass Sie nochmal gezeigt haben, wie gruselig diese Märchen eigentlich sind.
This fog's almost impenetrable.
Strange, but somehow this time I feel it's a good omen.
Really? How come?
I don't know. It's like the light at the end of the tunnel without the light.
Oh, you're not getting ready to die, are you, old man? If we're going on a suicide mission, I think I should know.
Why, haven't I told you yet?
You're not funny.
Aber es ist eine Selbstmordmission, seien wir mal ehrlich. Also, außer Marty hat jetzt seine 1-2 Panzer noch in der Tasche. Weiß ich ja nicht, aber ansonsten sieht's für uns wahrscheinlich nicht ganz so gut aus.
Lewis became kind of part of the team in the end, didn't he?
You mean Leopold?
God damn it. Did I mess that up again?
No, I'm just joking. You said it right this time.
Huh.
Was, ich kann Marty noch befragen.
It hurts even to think about it. But without this feather duster, it wouldn't have worked.
I just realized. Ibn at the Tsar Club.
Yes, Marty. Albert's been Ibn for a long time now. Do you remember what Natasha said about him?
That he's been acting strange recently?
Exactly. Like he's not himself anymore.
It was almost hitting us in the face, huh?
Don't blame yourself, Marty. We couldn't have figured that out just by ourselves. The whole story's too twisted for that.
Well, it's how we make our living, Sonny. And I'm sure we'll have plenty more twisted cases to come.
Who knows, Marty? It's not up to us. It's mostly not up to us, in fact.
Yeah, right. Do you think the asylum was in on it? I mean, covering up Albert's disappearance?
You know that reptiles give me the creeps. One of them even set fire to that ship. But oddly enough, the doctor seemed honest to me.
He seemed like a patient to me. Seriously, I thought everyone was crazy in that place.
Yeah. Whoever fights monsters should see to it that in the process, he doesn't become a monster.
Are you still talking about the doctor?
Good question.
Bin gerade überrascht, dass Oliver Welke auch am Wichser mitgeschrieben hat. Wusstest du das nicht? Der hat sogar mitgespielt. Das war der, dem haben sie eine Perücke aufgesetzt. Das war der Gerichtsmediziner in beiden Filmen. Mit kleinen Rollen, und die hat er aufgeschrieben bekommen, weil er sich nicht als guter Schauspieler definiert, dementsprechend, ja. Ja, der mit dem Würstchen, was? Ich erinnere mich nicht mehr dran, das ist schon ein bisschen her. Wo ich eigentlich die Filme... War noch gar nicht so lange her, dass ich die gesehen habe, aber ich erinnere mich nicht mehr richtig an die Szenen. Was haben wir vor zu tun, wenn du sagst, es ist eine Selbstmordaktion? Wir gehen jetzt direkt zu einem Verrückten, der seinen Bruder, den Mafia-Boss, umgebracht hat, um ihn dafür zu verhaften, dass er seinen Bruder, den Mafia-Boss, umgebracht hat, dessen Position eingenommen hat und jetzt selber der Mafia-Boss ist. Und ja, Nox, ich hoffe, Marty hat die Bazookas dabei.
So, what's the plan? We shove the letter and our theory in his face and see what happens?
Something like that, Marty. I think our presence will be enough for the truth to come out.
I really hope you're right, Boss Bird.
We have no other choice. So I hope so, too.
Do you think it's a love triangle? I mean, could Natasha love Albert as well?
Good question, Marty. But I don't think so. When I first spoke to Natasha, she told me she loved Ibn in her own way.
In her own way, huh? And could she love two rats in her own way?
Maybe. Maybe she even suspected the truth, but didn't dare admit it, even to herself.
So, what do you think, now that it's clearer?
I don't know, Marty, but I believe Natasha didn't mean to be bad. Not intentionally, at least.
I'm not as sure of that as you are, boss. But we'll find that out pretty soon, I guess.
I think Natasha was very much aware that wherever she goes, disaster follows her. But it's not her fault, and she can't do anything about it. There are people like that.
Really? You don't say. Someone remarkably similar came to mind right now.
You mean me, right?
Who can even read minds?
Maybe you're right, Marty. Maybe you're right.
Ah, ganz verkehrt ist Marty da nicht. Am Anfang, wo der Mönch mit der Peitsche überfahren wurde, wird nach der Diagnose gefragt. Ach so, stimmt. Ich erinnere mich, ja.
Okay, so when you feel we can leave, just point to the place on the map and we'll be off.
Thanks, partner. I'll do that.
So, dann reden wir nochmal mit Louis und dann sind wir durch.
Hey, Louis. You weren't awake all night because of us, were ya?
I've never been this excited, Sonny. Seriously, it is a great honor to be part of the team. What is it?
You, Louis. You don't stutter anymore.
What?
Just now, you didn't stutter. Not even a little.
Oh, I must be exhausted. It happens sometimes.
And it's back.
So, thanks again, Louis. You always get us out of trouble.
Come on, boys. Don't even mention it. It is me who is grateful to be a part of an adventure of the chicken police.
Maybe the last one, too.
Hey, Sonny. Don't spoil his mood. He's so cute.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Ich hoffe, Louis passiert nichts. Louis hat uns so viel geholfen. Das wäre schade, wenn ihm was passieren würde. Louis ist fast sowas wie das dritte Mitglied unseres Teams, wenn man berücksichtigt, wie oft er uns schon aus der Patsche geholfen hat. Ich weiß nicht, wie ich ihm jemals danken soll. So, Wrestlers, also die Wrestler, die Residenz von Wrestler. Ein hübsches Herrenhaus irgendwo am Ende der Welt. Als millionenschwerer Gangster gehört es zum guten Ton, so etwas sein eigen zu nennen, was? Ja. Und genau da müssen wir jetzt hin.
The sun was shining, and all the ducks were in a row. I felt ready. The pieces of the grand puzzle were laid out on the table. I just needed to piece them all together. A revealing glance or a careless word, and I'd have the answer. I knew we were in the right place. I knew it was nearly over. Was Natasha really just a victim? Or did she know everything? Was she controlling the puppets from behind the curtain? Well, if you don't know where to go, go straight ahead. What could possibly go wrong?
Wie wär's mit dem aufrichtigen Danke? Nein, wir bedanken uns nicht. Wir sterben einfach.
Furry gods. I knew he was rich, but wow.
Half the city is in his hands, Marty, and half the Council of 12.
I think we'll catch a big fish today.
Don't count your chickens. I'm sure Wessler's expecting us, and Natasha too, I hope.
You hope?
If I'm right, she could be our only chance of survival.
Lovely prospects, huh?
I've had worse.
Really?
So. Dann sehen wir uns mal um. Aber es ist wirklich schön hier.
What the hell is it? Water tower? Turret? A frickin' lighthouse?
I think it's a monument to an enormous ego, Marty.
Well, anyone who builds a tower this big must be trying to compensate for something.
Or he just has too much dough.
Könnte beides sein.
Quite the steed, isn't it?
Seems nowadays organized crime pays well in Clawville.
Are you surprised? The chicken police retired.
Well, they say the team's back together again.
Nah, that's impossible.
Oh yeah, it's true.
Is this a mansion? Or a grand palace?
Or a small city.
Well, if it comes to hide and seek, old Westler will have an advantage.
A serious advantage.
Mach's gut, Lomi. Schönen Abend noch. Und kannst du gerne dann nochmal gucken. Finde es aber sehr interessant, dass das hier auch Farbe hat, ne? Während das meiste ja tatsächlich gar keine Farbe hatte.
One of Westler's ancestors, maybe.
Westler's ancestors were poor cobblers. More likely, this represents what he thinks of himself.
I wonder how chivalry is compatible with organized crime.
Ibn was planning to leave the underworld.
When his twin brother tore out his tongue, poked out his eye, killed him, and took his place?
Yeah.
Oh, this place has its own greenhouse. What do you think's inside?
100% humidity and unbearable heat.
Oh, not like that. Could they be growing rarities in there?
Or maybe some chicken-eating giant flower monsters.
What? Oh, you just made that up, right? Nah, I'm sure there's no such thing.
Marty ist so schön leichtgläubig.
Hey, not so fast, chickens.
Please excuse my partner. He didn't mean to be rude, it's just his terrible habits, as you may already know.
Ja, wir kennen uns. Reingehen können wir nicht, reden wir erstmal mit Gabriel.
Look who's here.
What a surprise. Our biggest fans.
What do you think? Should we give them our autographs?
Am besten.
Ah, look what the cat dragged in.
Funny, I don't recognize them.
Well, maybe if they had some guns with them? Tommy guns?
Oh yeah, now I remember. The two suckers in the luxury van you shot to pieces. Twice.
Exactly.
What are you doing here, chickens? Would you like us to finish what we started?
We'd love to have fun with you boys, but we need to talk to your boss. And while we're at it, the lady of the house is also expecting us.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's so horny.
In that case, I guess there's no reason for us to waste your precious time. Isn't that right, Gabriel?
Get the hell out of our sight while there are still feathers on your skin, chickens.
Easy, pal. We're not even here anymore. Until next time, boys. This must lead to Westler and Natasha's suite.
Well, let's get the big guns out and kick the door down.
No need for that, Marty. We'll wait until they invite us in, like real gentlemen. Then maybe we'll need the guns. But I hope it won't come to that.
Oh, my trigger finger's itching, Sonny. Someone's gotta pay.
Relax, Marty. Someone is gonna pay. Tonight.
Yeah, just don't let it be us.
Ja, ich befürchte aber, es könnte so
It's like
sein.
the vegetation's trying to suffocate these beautiful walls.
Maybe it will. Maybe in 100 years, nothing will be here but plants. An endless, planet-sized jungle.
That's quite a dark thought.
Yeah, it is.
So, ich möchte mich erst umsehen, bevor ich mit Olivia rede. Aber es ist wohl nichts mehr da.
Huh. I wasn't expecting to see Olivia here.
She's real close to Westler. But how much does she know?
Much more than me, I guess.
That wouldn't be hard.
Ah, what a pleasant surprise. Hello, Olivia. Sweetie.
Get lost.
What did you say, ma'am?
Turn around and get the hell out of here now, if you want to make it out with feathers intact.
Come on, Olivia. Don't worry about us. We know what we're doing.
Martin.
Huh?
Don't you get it? You have to get out of here or you'll be in danger, and also her.
Do you mean Natasha? Please calm down, miss. We have to talk to Mr. Wessler and Miss Katsenko.
You really don't understand, do you?
Jo.
What do they not understand, Olivia?
Wahrscheinlich, dass sie was vorhat.
What is it exactly that our guests don't understand?
I was trying to tell the detectives that Mr. Wessler's very tired and doesn't welcome guests this early. He gets rather irate if he's being disturbed at this hour.
I'm sure Mr. Featherland and Mr. McChicken can wait here while Ibn refreshes himself. I'll entertain them until then.
Thank you, Miss Katsenko.
Please, Sonny. I thought we've already discussed this. Call me Natasha.
Please, Natasha, can we talk to you in private?
Martin?
It's all right, Olivia. These gentlemen are my friends.
Yes, Miss Katzenko.
Okay.
You know, I had a dream before we came here. I saw Natasha with a bloody mouth and red claws.
And? What does that tell you?
I don't know, Marty. I admit it. I haven't been this on edge for a long time.
I'm just angry. Truth is, I'm not entirely sure why.
Your sense of justice kicking in?
More like my sense of don't fuck with the chicken police.
The truth is, Ibn isn't really in a good shape today, gentlemen.
Ist
He's
tot,
rather
also nein.
furious. Are you sure this can't wait?
You commissioned us, Natasha, and we barely escaped with our combs intact.
So you know who left the threats?
Oh, we know much more than that, Natasha. We even know where you used to work. We talked to Madame Zavas.
Wild gods.
Why didn't you tell us?
Do you think it's easy for a woman to talk about such things, that she used to be an escort?
Along with Molly?
So you know.
Yeah, I know, Natasha. I also know all of this was a trap.
Believe me, I tried to handle things the least painfully I could. You weren't even supposed to know.
A lot shouldn't have happened. Poor Deborah shouldn't have had to die.
Dear sweet Deborah.
Cold, stiff Deborah.
Please don't say that.
A price worth paying?
You cannot think I had anything to do with that. You just cannot.
I don't know, Natasha.
Please, Sonny, tell me, what is going on?
You have to know, right?
Please.
Excuse me for making you wait, detectives. I'm having a rough morning after a long night.
Is that so? Our night was also kinda long.
To put it mildly.
I was just telling the gentleman that you were exhausted, my dear, and they should come back another time. I'll escort them out.
Oh, honey, no need for that. My door's always open to the legendary chicken police. Please, come on in, guys. Let's talk in my room.
Then this way, please.
You just stay here, my darling. I'm sure our conversation will bore you to death. Please, go and refresh yourself, or tell Olivia to go make some coffee.
Yes, dear. Whatever you like.
Please, follow me, gents.
Lead on, Wessler. So long, sweetheart.
Goodbye.
Oh. Glaubst nicht, dass ich bis 20 Uhr schaffe, dann ist es so. Wir machen das heute fertig.
Impressive bed. Looks cozy.
Sure is better than a cell.
That's right, Marty.
I'm not sure I understand, gentlemen.
We'll see about that.
This painting.
It's beautiful and rather provocative. Almost makes my comb stand up.
I'm not surprised.
But the corner is missing.
You're right, Sonny. You're quite the observer.
Well, yeah, this painting's unfortunately damaged. I don't know where the missing piece could be.
You don't know? Well, if you're interested, we know exactly where it is.
Really?
Really. It's here with us.
An insignificant little piece, isn't it? But there's an exciting cat scratch on it.
More like a rat scratch, because it's a monogram.
A.W.
That's
Albert Wessler. He's a great painter. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Enough. Out with it already. What are you trying to say? I have no time for your childish charades.
Easy, Wessler. We'll get to that in a bit.
Ja, ich will mir erst alles ansehen, dann kommen wir dazu.
Do you keep a revolver in your bedroom?
Yeah, a bad habit. One who has a lot to lose has a lot to fear.
I agree.
Yeah, would you like a drink? This is a rather rare brandy. It lifts the spirits, if I may be so, poetic.
Really? Tempting, but I need to keep a clear head, Mr. Wessler.
Yeah, I've heard you don't despise a good vintage.
And I've heard you don't despise murder, Wessler. By the way, you've heard right. But everything has its place and time. Drinks, guns, dead bodies, and the truth.
Yeah, I see you're in a poetic mood as well.
More like prophetic.
And that's not a good sign.
Yeah, are you trying to intimidate me?
No, that's not how we do business. We're gentlemen.
I really hope so.
Wenn wir schießen wollten, hätte Marty schon längst geschossen. Sagen wir mal ehrlich.
This estate is rather impressive, Mr. Wessler.
Well, thank you.
I suppose it took years and years of cumbersome work to build it.
Yeah. As you say, Mr. Featherland, I'm rather proud of it.
You should be. Whoever built this place has a reason to be proud of himself.
Are you trying to say something, sir?
No, just thinking aloud.
Farewell from Fowls. Ah, das ist genau das, was wir hatten, glaube ich. Wovon wir gesprochen hatten. So, gucken wir uns erstmal die letzten Hinweise an. Natascha wollte uns von Wesslers Zuhause fortschicken. Warum? Nur aus Sorge um uns oder hatte sie ein anderes Motiv? Olivia versuchte uns aus Wesslers Herrensitz zu verscheuchen. Merkwürdig, aber sie schien sich echt Sorgen um uns zu machen. Ja, Albert, er ist ein gefährlicher Wahnsinniger. Deswegen reden wir jetzt mit ihm.
Interesting. Now that I know who he really is, he doesn't even resemble Ibn Wessler.
So, what do you want to know? I've heard you've been through a rather eventful few days.
Oh, you have rather good informants.
Ja, Leute, wir haben das Achievement gekriegt, dass wir mit jedem Charakter im Spiel geredet haben. Das ist doch schön.
Yeah, that's true. I should tell you, I see and hear everything that happens in the city. And you are exceptionally resilient. No offense.
None taken. But tell me, are we gonna flatter each other for a long time, or are we finally done with the courting?
Straight to the point. I like it. Yeah, so let's continue like that, shall we? What do you want? How dare you intrude upon me in my own house?
Oh, forgive us. Our moral compass has been confused a little bit after someone tried to kill us several times in the last 48 hours. With fire, with machine guns. I could go on.
And while we're at it, you could answer some of our questions. If you've nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear.
And then we'll just leave you alone.
All right. I'll go along with your childish little game. I would have had a long and tedious day ahead of me anyway. So, can we start?
With pleasure, Mr. Wessler. I have no idea what she sees in you, but Natasha's been seriously worried about you.
Yeah, really worries more than usual, but it's understandable. Those disgusting messages.
Disgusting, all right. Do you know why that word exactly? Why did they write that specific word everywhere?
Since you've been to the Nile, I guess you know the answer to your question.
Didn't it bother you, Wessler? What Natasha used to do? Surely it must have upset you.
Why? Did it upset you when you discovered your wife did the same thing?
What did you just say?
What did you think, chicken? That I didn't know? Yeah, don't make me laugh. I know about everyone who ever set foot in that place. I can even tell you who Molly's regulars were, if you're interested.
You son of a bitch.
Sonny, don't.
Yes, detective?
Not yet.
You're right, Marty. It's not worth it.
You're funny, you know that?
About the painting.
Yeah. My brother Albert made it. He's a great talent, but, he's a rather troubled individual.
Such self-criticism.
What did you say?
My partner means that you and your brother are very much alike. Identical twins, if I'm not mistaken.
Indeed. But, what does that have to do with the painting?
We'll get to that. Don't worry, Mr. Wessler. So Albert made the painting at your request, is that right? And the one that's in Natasha's room in the Tsar, too.
Yeah, exactly. Is that a crime?
No, it's not a crime in itself. This picture, it's rather strange, you know?
Why do you think so? It's just me, Natasha, and my brother.
The photo doesn't tell much in itself, yes. But if you already have the right information, suddenly it starts to talk.
Really?
He fell in love with her, didn't he?
Who do you mean?
Albert, of course. He fell in love with Natasha. All those sessions while he was painting the pictures. Were you there every time?
You mean, me?
You.
No, I mean, while Albert was painting, yeah, but I wasn't there all the time. Albert was there, all along.
And do you think he could have fallen in love with Natasha? That's why he escaped? What do you think happened to him? Who tore out his tongue?
I have no idea.
Did Natasha know about what happened to your brother?
No, of course not.
Do you love beautiful things, Wessler?
Why do you ask that? Yeah, of course.
You were afraid of losing her, weren't you? To him.
Stop. Enough. If you want to ask something, ask clearly. Don't play with me. You understand?
We're just doing our job.
Then do it clearly. And quickly. Yeah, I'm really starting to lose my patience.
We visited Albert's cell and found something he seems to have forgotten to take with him in his great hurry.
That's a big mistake.
A classic, even.
What the hell are you babbling about?
This is Albert Wessler's love letter to Natasha.
More like a confession.
In which he tells her he's capable of doing anything for her. Even the most horrible things.
Yeah, this letter doesn't prove anything at all. Albert is mad. Insane. He's not normal. No one would believe his word, don't you understand?
But they believe yours, right? Because you're not Albert Wessler. You're Hobart Ibn Wessler, aren't you? How good it feels to be in his skin.
How dare you?
Just tell him, Sonny. I'm getting tired of this.
You're just a cheap fake, Albert. You couldn't follow in your brother's footsteps even if you wanted to. No matter how hard you tried, you couldn't get Natasha either. Am I right?
What? What did you just say?
She hates you, doesn't she? She doesn't know. She doesn't understand why. But she hates you. It's instinctive.
Yeah, what do you know? What could you possibly know about suffering and loneliness and the darkness? What could you know about hate, huh?
Dann vernehmen wir ihn mal. Bin da, was habe ich alles verpasst? Wir haben uns von allem verabschiedet und wir vernehmen jetzt Albert Wessler, während er eine Waffe auf uns richtet.
Albert is an imposter. He's not who he says he is, and might not even know who he really is. I have to concentrate on this first, to soften him up, and to avoid us being shot in the gizzard, of course.
Okay. Oh Gott, der startet niedrig. Den hinzukriegen wird nicht einfach.
What were you thinking, Albert? How long did you think you could keep it up?
Until the end of my life, if needs. Yeah, I cared about nothing except for her to love me. Not for who Ibn was, but for who I am.
Why did you think that would happen? Everybody noticed the change.
Yeah, I knew it would be hard, Santino. But I also knew animals see what they want.
Klingt so, als ob du Hilfe brauchst.
Yeah, I didn't have to behave like Ibn. They only had to believe I'm him.
Werden wir sehen, aber jetzt haben wir... Wir dürfen jetzt nicht erschossen werden.
Ja.
Ich wäre eher fürs Untere, oder? Oder? Vielleicht auch das Obere. Wir sollen ihn ja erstmal weich kochen.
Ja, ich würde oben nehmen.
Auf deine Gefahr hin.
Danke.
Ich schieb dich dann vor, wenn er schießt.
Ist in Ordnung.
Why did you decide to take your brother's place?
Yeah, as you're curious. From the moment I laid eyes on Natasha for the first time. But I had to convince myself that this was the only way.
You've never talked about your feelings for Natasha with your brother, am I right?
Are you insane? Yeah, Ibn would have had me killed immediately. And no one would ever know.
So instead, you've done the same thing, haven't you? What a comfortable excuse.
Comfortable? Do you think all of this was just some kind of cruel game for me? I had to destroy the person I loved and respected the most.
Cry me a river.
Yeah, you know, there's only a thin, fragile membrane between love and hate. If anything touches it, it tears immediately. You've felt like this before, haven't you? Yeah, I can see it in your eyes.
You can analyze me until the sun goes down, Wessler, but you won't get far with that.
Yeah, evasive answer. So I'm right.
Ja, das war gut.
Ja.
Grausam haben wir jetzt gekriegt. Oh, die erste Antwort haben wir immer noch.
Okay.
Ich wäre fürs Zweite, wenn er grausam ist.
Ja, kannst du machen.
Why did you have to mutilate Ibn? Why didn't you just kill him immediately?
That's an interesting question, you see, but the answer is exceptionally simple. No matter how strange it is for you to understand, I loved my brother.
Weird way of showing your love, Albert.
You can't understand that. He was my everything, the only one who was close to me. Until I met Natasha.
She took your brother's place pretty quickly, didn't she? There's not much room in your heart, as I see it.
Yeah, you're understanding the situation, Detective, but you know, very well it's not that simple. Ibn was my brother. I loved him despite all of his flaws and foul, petty lies. And that's why I couldn't kill him.
Not immediately, you mean?
Unfortunately, tearing out his tongue wasn't enough. Yeah, I must admit I've underestimated him.
And poking out his eye?
Oh, that was just an accident, Mr. Featherland.
Just an accident? You're a dirty, clucking son of a vermin, Albert.
Please, don't be vulgar, Sonny. It's too dangerous in your current situation and doesn't even suit you.
Das wird Minus.
Das war's nicht.
Nee, das, Jetzt ist aber auch das mit dem Fingerwickeln weg.
Ja.
Über andere zu bestimmen, das wäre manipulativ.
Ja, hätte ich auch gesagt.
Warte
mal, glauben Sie?
Jetzt zu
Albert.
I was never the type. Not until I become one with my brother. He was different. He lived for this. He wanted to rule everything he set his gaze upon.
Haven't you done the same with Natasha?
I did, Detective. Yeah, exactly the same. And that's when I started to become one with my brother.
Do you mean before brutally mutilating and killing him?
Yeah, long before that, Detective.
Oh, wird immer weniger.
Ja.
Deswegen habe ich gesagt, warte noch einen Moment. Du bist so schnell.
Als du das gesagt hast, hatte ich schon gedrückt.
Egal, kann sie noch den Idee der Natascha täuschen könnten. Was hätten sie getan? Wenn Natascha etwas bemerkt hätte, auch sie umgebracht?
Ich wäre für oben.
Ja.
What made you think you could deceive Natasha?
Because Natasha loved Ibn, in her own unique way. Yeah, and if there's anything that can blind an animal, it's love and hate. Everything revolves around these two things, Mr. Featherland.
Is everything black and white to you?
No. That's exactly what
So
I'm
wie in dem
talking
Spiel?
about. Everything's gray in this world. Only two things have color.
Love and hate?
I see you understand now, Sonny. Yeah, we're not that different, you and I.
Albert, you're everything I'm not. And I'm everything you're not, believe me.
Yeah, if that makes it easier for you, Detective.
Oh, das ist ein schönes Sinnbild. Das finde ich, das finde ich cool. Weil er ja gesagt hat, alles in der Welt ist grau. Nur zwei Sachen haben Farbe. Liebe und Hass. Und die Sachen, die bisher so in Farbe gehalten waren, sind ja meistens unter genau eine dieser Aspekte gefallen.
Ja, okay.
Die rote Schrift, die Augen von
der Katze.
Ja, von Natascha. Selbst das Gras draußen und so weiter, was sie ja als sehr schön empfunden haben.
Ja. Ja, wir haben nur eine Antwort.
Ja, ich habe ein bisschen Angst, hier zu drücken.
That was your plan. Take his place and live happily ever after.
Why? Isn't it good enough of a plan, Mr. Featherland? It was perfect, even in its imperfection.
Which is?
Ibn's ghost.
Is what?
Please don't take it literally, Mr. Chicken. I'm not talking about spirits. When Ibn died, I didn't just take his place, but also his role. He himself, his essence, if you will. Yeah, though I guess that's too much for you to understand.
So you mean Ibn's here with us even now?
He was here all along. Don't you get it? I am Hobart Ibn Wessler.
I must get serious, because looking at the gun in Wessler's trembling hand, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Albert is a cruel psychopath, but maybe I can turn that cruelty against him.
Okay.
Ja, ich verstehe schon, was er meint. Also muss ich sagen, ich verstehe, was er sagen will. Er ist halt in dem Moment zu ihm geworden und hat entsprechend so gehandelt wie er. Und er hat halt quasi, dadurch, dass er seine Persönlichkeit spielen muss, hat er ihn quasi weiterleben lassen.
Er wird halt nie los, genau.
Genau.
Es ist immer so ein Schatten seiner selbst, der hinterher schwebt.
Richtig.
When was the moment you decided to kill him, Albert?
When I drew the last stroke on that fatal painting, Mr. Featherland. When I glanced at it for the last time, and then at Natasha, who was shivering under the weight of my gaze.
You simply fell in love with her? End of story?
Not in the slightest, Mr. Featherland. Love is, just chemistry. What I felt was more than that.
Everybody thinks that, Albert, but we all feel the same. We're just fools.
No, Mr. Featherland. Not at all. At that moment, I knew what I was gonna do. I knew that the world was coming to an end if I didn't do it. It implodes on itself and ceases to exist. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't.
Let him have her, right? You simply wanted her for yourself.
I wanted her for ourselves, Sonny. I was him by then. He just didn't know it yet.
Oh, viele Antworten.
Ja, Vielleicht die 2? Wenn jetzt verwundert dazu kommt.
Ja, wäre vielleicht nicht schlecht.
Darf ich's drücken?
Ja, mach.
What did you do that made Ibn get you locked up?
It's a sharp turn, detective.
It just came to me, you know? Where did it all start? Where did all the hate and jealousy come from?
Jealousy? What are you talking about?
Oh, come on, Albert. Alone, locked up at the end of the world, while your brother is one of the most influential figures of Clawville, driving an expensive car, living in a mansion, with the city's most desirable woman in his bed. Why wouldn't you be jealous?
Yeah, Albert was jealous of Ibn. Maybe he still is. But I understand why he did it. Albert was beyond control and dangerous.
What does that mean exactly?
Albert did our mother wrong. Poor old mom. She never hurt a fly. But Albert couldn't take that she was praising his brother all the time while Albert was just an unsuccessful, foolish, poor painter.
What did you do to her, Albert?
Albert killed her. It looked like an accident, but Ibn knew it wasn't. That was the last straw. Albert had to be locked up, and he agreed. He never said no to his brother.
But he never forgot who did this to him either, did he?
Ibn was really good to him. Visited him every week. Did everything he could. Even introduced Natasha in the end.
And that was his downfall.
Both of them, Sonny. And yours, too.
Aber im Plus?
Wir müssen noch einmal ins Plus kommen.
Oh, die erste Frage ist gut. Wann haben Sie noch? Glaube ich, würde die erste nehmen.
Ich auch, aber ich habe ein bisschen Angst.
Ich auch.
Wir probieren's.
Hate Ibn or yourself more, Albert?
Albert hated himself the most ever since he was born. He idolized Ibn. But every time his brother stood before him, he saw what he could have been himself if he had enough strength. But he didn't. Albert had always been a coward, a pitiful nobody.
And now?
Finally, there's no more Albert. And no more Ibn either. It's only me, and for both of them, I'm perfect.
Can it be that the fear is making you say these things, Albert?
Stop calling me that.
I have to call you something. What should I call you? What name should I use?
I don't know anymore. I don't.
I'm very close to breaking him. But if I'm too hard on him, I could quickly be signing my death warrant. It's time to dig a little bit deeper and uncover Wessler's wounds.
Ja, -5.
Das waren -5 sogar. Oh.
Ja. Oh, ich wäre vielleicht sogar fürs untere. Wobei er meinte, er soll nicht zu ja.
Er soll nicht zu forsch vorpreschen.
Mhm.
Ich würde Natascha nehmen.
Okay.
Das andere ist schon böse.
Ja.
Too kind.
Natasha was simply amazing, gentle, kind, lively, but still so distant.
You're telling me.
It's like she was from another world. A world where everything's full of charm and grace and everything's fragile and delicate. Do you understand?
I think I do, yes.
I knew Albert's touch would harm her. Albert is rough. Albert can't keep such a delicate thing in his arms.
That's why you had to become Ibn, am I right?
I didn't take Ibn's place, Mr. Featherland. I became one with him, can't you see? It's the only way I could comprehend and accept the miracle that was Natasha.
Was?
I think I've corrupted her. She's not that gentle and pure creature I painted on the canvas anymore. I ruined her. She became rotten under my hands.
Das gab Plus.
Das war gut.
Maybe it's not too late, Albert. Tell her the truth and end this.
No. You can't understand this. She can't either. I killed Ibn, but he also killed me, can't you see? We're nothing without each other.
You can't be two people at the same time, Albert. Nobody can bear the weight of the sins of two souls.
Ibn loved her. I admired her. Ibn was crazy about her. I've been crazy for a long time. Ibn idolized her, and I hated her. And if there's anything more blind, more devoted, more extreme, and more true than love, it could only be hate, Mr. Featherland. It's an endlessly exciting, thrilling, and warm feeling. And infinitely red. Just like love.
You know you're not going to be able to go through with it, right? That you won't be able to carry the weight. But you still did it. Why?
Yeah, if I didn't kill him and become one with him, Albert would have died, Mr. Featherland.
And the threats? Which one of you was that? Albert or Ibn? Who wrote them? And which one of you killed Deborah?
In my world, Ibn and I are inseparable. Just like love and hate are one and the same. And I hate Natasha so much that I could destroy myself along with her, just so she would die with me. Are you familiar with this feeling, Mr. Featherland?
More than life itself.
You see? We're not so different after all.
You and I have nothing in common, Wessler. You know why?
Why, Mr. Featherland?
Because if I were in your shoes, I would have pulled the trigger a long time ago.
Goodbye, Sonny.
So long, Albert.
Oh, 4 war doch gut.
4 ist in Ordnung. Ja, so wird's gemacht, bla bla bla, das hatten wir ja schon mal. Wichtiger Hinweis. Albert ist eben Wessler. Der geisteskranke Albert hat den Platz seines Bruders eingenommen und versucht jetzt alle Spuren zu verwischen. Wenn wir ihn jetzt nicht überführen, ist es vielleicht zu spät. Ja, das wissen wir ja. Komm, Sonny, jetzt erschießen schon. Hol die Börder raus.
Tja. Hat Sonny überhaupt noch Waffe dabei?
Sonny weiß ich nicht, aber Marty hat genug für alle. Sehr gut. Oh,
nein, sie hat ihn erschossen. Damit habe ich nicht gerechnet.
So, you heard everything.
I heard everything.
I'm sorry you had to find out like this.
And thank you. If it weren't for you...
Yes, both of you would be dead, I know. But
Genau, Leute, mal
believe
weg.
me, I still thought carefully before firing.
Du weißt, dass du das Spiel nicht anmachen darfst?
You know...
Sekunde, jetzt komme ich da nicht raus. Ne?
I truly...
But this man wasn't him. You felt it, didn't you?
Ich schreibe das jetzt mal kurz. So.
Maybe I even knew it. I don't know. But I still can't believe it.
It won't be easy to process for any of us.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. And regarding Molly...
The cops. But how? How do they know?
I have no idea, Marty.
Do not look at me. I did not call them.
Olivia?
Don't worry, Natasha. They won't lay a finger on you. I promise.
Please, Sonny. You don't need to worry about me.
I don't want to be rude, Sonny, but I'm more worried about us than her. Hello, boss.
Hello, boys.
Before you say anything, we can explain.
No need for that, Santino. Monica already told me everything.
Monica?
Hey, boys. What were you thinking? That I would just let you get killed without saying goodbye?
Thanks, Mon. Should we say we owe you one?
You know already, boys. Shoes are my weakness.
Hey, mine too.
Of all that's furry, we don't want to hear that. And boys...
Yes, boss?
Don't believe you'll get away with it so easily. I want a report on my desk from both of you with all the details. Am I clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. It'll all make sense, believe us. Right after I figure out myself what the hell just happened.
What Marty's trying to tell you is that we had good reason to investigate outside the law. But we're sorry.
What happened to you, Sonny? You're sorry? Did you hit your head?
Why does everybody keep asking that?
Why indeed?
So can we go now, boss? Without getting handcuffed?
Don't give me ideas, Santino.
Thanks, boss.
So. Das bringt uns zu einem letzten Abschluss, glaube ich. Kann mal irgendjemand Hutz schreiben, dass er das Spiel kurz noch auslassen soll für 5 Minuten?
I don't know if I've ever seen Monica in daylight.
This means she's real, not just the ghost of the police station.
So, you can finally ask her out on a date.
I didn't even hear that.
Oder halt im Offline-Modus. Wer liebt Nox? Danke.
Thanks again, Mon. If not for you, those furheads would have put holes in us.
No wonder, since you put holes in their boss.
Well, actually, that wasn't us.
Then who was it?
Natasha.
Really? I wouldn't have thought it of her. It's a pleasant surprise.
It was for us too, believe me. Damn, I wouldn't have thought it, but I'm glad the old hound's here.
What? Are you waiting for me to change my mind?
No, sir.
Then stop pecking around here.
Yes, sir.
Aber damit ist Marty wohl, Sonny wohl wieder offiziell Polizist.
Ah, look what garbage the wind brought in.
Good God, is this guy everywhere?
Our faithful chronicler.
I swear I'm gonna hang him someday.
Aber er ist doch eigentlich super nett. Jetzt stellt euch mal nicht so an. So, wir bringen die Geschichte aber jetzt mal zu Ende. Natascha hat uns in letzter Sekunde das Leben gerettet, nachdem Albert alles gestanden hatte. Damit sind wir fertig. Das war's also, aber war das wirklich alles? Ich glaube ja. Moment. Haben wir noch die Personenhinweise? Was für eine Überraschung. Letzten Endes war sie es, die abgerückte und uns rettete. Andererseits, ohne sie wären wir nie in diese Situation geraten. Monika wusste, was wir vorhatten und informierte die Jungs gerade noch rechtzeitig. Wenn sie nicht da wäre, hätten uns Wesslers Schergen vermutlich schon vollkommen durchlöchert. Das kleine haarige Herz dieses alten Kerls hat sich am Ende doch erweichen lassen, oder? Es brauchte nur den Sturz eines Gangster-Imperiums, mehr nicht. Albert hätte alles getan, um sein Geheimnis zu wahren, aber es war zu spät. Natascha hatte gespürt, dass etwas mit ihm nicht stimmte. Und Albert wusste, dass er nicht unerkannt bleiben würde. Ganz einfach. Tot einfach. Mal mit dir noch reden.
How the hell did you find your way here, Tim? Always where the trouble is.
Sometimes I think you're the criminal mastermind behind all the dark dealings in this city.
I wish.
I wish too, because then we could legally throw you in jail.
I love your sense of humor, Sonny.
I wasn't joking.
So, where did you get the scoop?
Are you kidding me? The whole city's talking about you. You've left quite the mess behind.
That I admit.
Well, it's a miracle that all of the city's smear sheet journalists aren't here already. Oh, while we're at it, will you give me an exclusive interview?
Clock off, Tim.
Hey!
Ach komm, ihr kennt euch doch so gut.
What will happen to her now?
I don't know, Marty. I have no idea. So, what now? Where to next?
I think I should mourn, right?
You should.
But I don't know what to feel anymore, Sonny.
I understand, Natasha. You know, if you need anything...
Yes, I know where to find you.
See you around, sweetheart.
Ma'am?
Goodbye, detectives. And what about you, Sonny?
I'll go home and sleep. Maybe for 3 days. I'll try to forget.
I'm sorry I dragged you into this. If there's anything I can do.
I'm not sorry, Natasha. It's better this way. We find out painful truths, but at least we see clearly now, don't we?
Yes, I think you're right.
So, jetzt ist die Frage, wie kommen wir hier raus? Weil wir haben noch Bosco zum Reden.
You're a good boy, Bosco. Nice work.
You know, folks, somebody's gotta take care of the real police work while you're tearing up the city.
Sorry for the mess, Bosco, but you know us.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do.
How did you catch them? After the gunshot, I was sure these two would show up. They have a habit of doing that.
They were already in cuffs before then, Sonny. We had the house surrounded. If you could have hung on, maybe nobody would have died.
Hey, a second longer and it would have been us.
That's your story?
Cluck you sideways, Bosco.
Ja, aber es stimmt schon.
Gentlemen?
Gentlemen?
We're honestly very sorry it had to end like this.
Yeah, this peacefully.
For myself, I'm glad, gentlemen. I would have sincerely regretted it if we had to shoot both of you, but unfortunately, that seemed to be the only solution to this rather nasty situation. Fortunately, it didn't turn out that way. Joyful.
Don't think we'll be behind bars for long, chickens. Whistler may be dead, but his empire still won't crumble.
Oh, look at that. He can talk.
In complex sentences, too.
Yeah, or something like that.
Amazing. Do you think she was part of it?
I don't think so, Marty. She seemed entirely honest. Maybe she was the only one who was honest with us the whole time.
You may be right. Hey, Olivia.
Marty?
I just, wanted to thank you.
For what exactly?
For trying to save us.
I didn't do it only for you, believe me. I loved my job while I had it. Now my employer's dead, so I don't have a job anymore.
I didn't even think of that.
Of course you didn't.
Can I do anything to help?
I think I'll manage. I always do.
Okay, rein können wir nicht mehr. Was können wir denn jetzt noch tun? Nee, ernsthaft. Ist das jetzt das Ende?
How did you know we were here?
I always pay attention, Sonny. And because I know you like you are my own nestlings.
No, I love it when you say pretty little things like that.
Don't get used to it, Marty.
Keine Credits, kein gar nichts? Muss ich noch mit Natascha reden?
Thank you.
We thank you, Natasha. You saved our lives.
But it was also me who endangered you in the first place, right?
Well, I won't argue about that.
Ich habe halt keine Ahnung, wie ich jetzt die ganze Geschichte beende. Weil ich kann den Ort nicht wechseln. Ich kann eigentlich gar nichts machen. Deshalb.
Thank you.
Okay, das ist durch.
So, what's your shoe size again, Mon?
35, Sonny. I like high heels. And because there's 2 of you, 2 pairs will do for a start.
Anything for you, darling.
I don't want just anything, Marty. I want shoes.
Yes, ma'am.
See you at the PD?
At the PD, Mon.
See you at the PD?
At the PD.
Okay. Hammer.
Santino, you're doing that on purpose?
No, sir. Never, sir.
Then get the fuck out of here.
Okay, der mag uns nicht.
Just one quote, guys. They say you've taken down the whole Whistler empire. They say...
I say you're full of shit, Tim, and you can quote me on that.
Just one...
I say...
Okay. Leute, helft mir. Was soll ich jetzt noch tun? Muss ich die vielleicht nochmal
Tell me
angucken?
there's gonna be a glorious shootout.
If we're lucky, Marty. If we're lucky.
Oder endet das jetzt einfach damit, dass wir hier nichts mehr tun
Look at
können?
that. The mongrel caught himself some big game.
Now he can wag his tail.
Yuck. If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
If there's anything at all.
Thank you, Martin. There's no need for that.
Nice catch, Bosco. You can mount them on your wall as trophies.
Yeah, I wish I could, Sonny.
Ich glaube echt, das
Nice
war's.
catch, Bosco.
Yeah, I wish I...
I hope we'll meet again, gentlemen.
So do I, Shakespeare. And while you're sitting in your cell, you could teach your famous manners to your friend, too.
Maybe I will, Mr. Featherland.
I certainly hope so, pal.
Ja. Ich lasse jetzt mal alles anzeigen. Ach, hier ist noch Filmar, mit dem wir reden können. Okay.
What about him? How the hell did he wind up here?
I don't know, but it's suspicious.
You think someone hired him?
Could be. You. What are you doing here?
I was just driving around. You know.
Trying to feed your grandpa? So? Was it a case? Were you, maybe investigating us?
What can I say, Sonny? Am I busted?
Did someone hire you to follow us?
I just had to keep an eye on you and not get involved. That's all. I admit there were a couple of crazy situations where it was hard not to.
But you managed somehow, right?
A professional's a professional, my friend.
Yeah, thanks. So you won't tell us who hired you, whatever we do?
Unfortunately, I can't, my friend. I made a promise.
You and your promises.
Some people still take them seriously.
You're a real piece of guano. You know that?
Of course. I've learned everything from you, you old fart.
Okay, wir haben eine neue Information jetzt über Filme erhalten.
So, here they are, ladies
das
and
Ende.
gentlemen. The Chicken Police in the flesh.
Damn it, Tim. Drop it and cluck off.
Oh, no, boys. This time, you deserve it.
What the cluck did you say, boss?
Stand up straight and try to look like someone who's glad to be alive.
Yes, sir, we'll try.
Ooh, attention Chicken Police. Say cheese.
So Leute, das ist das Ende vom Spiel. Wir haben es erreicht. Okay. Jetzt kommt eine riesige Liste von allen Tierarten, die nicht im Spiel waren. Oh, weil sie ausgestorben sind. Oh. Das ist ein schöner Hinweis, finde ich. Persönlich. Wir sind am Ende. Jetzt kann Hutz von mir aus das Spiel starten, ist mir wurscht. Wir haben es geschafft, Leute. Das Spiel ist fertig. Okay, Musik ist auf YouTube immer ein bisschen doof. Deswegen überspringen wir das.
Natasha?
You were expecting me, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, but I'm not surprised.
I just wanted to talk to you.
About what exactly?
You know very well.
What do you think, Natasha? Why didn't she tell me?
Because she loved you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for you, she may have never left the place. Perhaps she'd still be there.
Ah, sheep shit.
We used to dream about falling in love with a nice man who comes and saves us someday. A knight in shining armor. You know, like in the fairy tales.
And how did that work out for you?
She fell in love with a good guy. I didn't. I envy her.
I'm not that good guy, Natasha. But if it's any consolation, she could have found him. Maybe she's living with him right now, somewhere on the other side of the world.
Well, goodbye, Sonny.
So long, sweetheart. Hey, Natasha, you have a light? I've been trying to smoke this sorry-ass cig all day. It's driving me crazy.
Maybe you don't really need it.
Maybe you're right. Maybe.
Finde ich schön, dass das jetzt in real gemacht wurde. Mit realen Schauspielern. Wirklich schön. Oh nein, da war ihre Telefonnummer drauf. Ah, Sonny. Nee, mein Fazit zum Spiel. Ein tolles Spiel. Hat mir sehr gut gefallen. Ich hoffe, auch wenn es theoretisch der letzte Fall der Chicken Police sein sollte, es kommt noch was. Es war ein wunderschönes Point-and-click. Ich habe, glaube ich, während dem Spiel schon alles gesagt, was ich zu diesem Spiel sagen kann. Und ja, es ist schön, es macht Spaß. Und ich hoffe, ihr hattet genauso viel Spaß wie ich. Ich bedanke mich bei allen, die das Ding bis zum Ende gesehen haben. Donnerstags kommt jetzt erstmal nichts mehr im Stream. Sonntags bringe ich Ausweichprogramm, keine Sorge. Und wir sehen uns dann beim nächsten Mal, wenn es wieder heißt Point&click, Chicken Police vielleicht oder irgendwas anderes hier auf dem Kanal. Dankeschön und bis zum nächsten Mal. Euer Wolf.